Hello, friends. This is Kirk Magleby, Vice President of Operations for Ancient America Foundation, coming to you from the C.A. and Emma Savage Family Studio in Springville, Utah. The Book of Mormon tells us that those who obey the commandments of God live in a blessed and happy state, in mortality, and may dwell with God in a state of never-ending happiness. It describes families who lived after the manner of happiness. In October 2025 General Conference, President Dallin H. gave practical advice about family happiness. Happy family experiences strengthen family ties. Camping, sports activities, and other recreation are especially valuable to bond families. Families should organize family reunions to remember ancestors, which lead to the temple. President Dallin H. knows whereof he speaks. His mother's family has been holding biennial reunions at a ranch in Emery County, Utah for nearly 100 years. The Abinadi Olsen family reunion is so epic, it has been written up in People magazine. Abinadi Olsen was born in 1865 in Spring City, Sanpete County, Utah, to Danish immigrants who'd walked across the plains. In 1887, at age 22, he married Hannah Seeley, 1 year his junior. After 14 months of marriage, Hannah gave birth to Chastity Magdalene Olsen, President Oak's maternal grandmother. Chastity was the oldest of 11 children, 10 of whom lived to maturity. Abinadi and Hannah lived in Castle Dale, Emery County, Utah, which was, and still is, coal mining country. Their second child, Orange Abinadi, is the man the town of Orangeville, Emery County is named after. In 1895, Abinadi left Hannah and their 4 children for a 3.5-year mission to Samoa. This established a pattern of faithfulness that has now continued for 6 generations. In 1916, Abinadi and Hannah homesteaded 160 acres in Joe's Valley, northwest of Castle Dale. They built a cabin, planted gardens, erected fences, and stock pens, built outbuildings, and basically created a happy place where their 10 living children loved to spend their summers. Olsen Ranch continues to be a summer happy place. Although the family has now grown to include nearly 1,000 living descendants, and the ranch still has neither electricity nor indoor plumbing. In 1904, Chastity Magdalene Olsen married Silas Albert Harris, grandson of Emer Harris, who was Martin Harris's older brother. 2 years later, the Harris's first child, Stella, was born. In 1929, she married Lloyd Edris Oakes, and their first child, Dallin Harris Oakes, was born in 1932. So President Dallin H. is the oldest child of the oldest child of the oldest child of Abinadi and Hannah Olsen. Hannah died in 1925, which left Abinadi a widower for 6 years. At the end of his life, he lived with his firstborn, Chastity, and her husband, Silas Albert, on their farm in Payson that figures so prominently in Dallin Oak's early childhood. 9 days before he died in 1931, Abinadi Olsen wrote a letter to his children. It is so beautiful, I'd like to read it. My beloved children, Chastity, Orange, Henning, Hazel, Delon, Crystal, Wanda, Wendell, Foyer, and George, and your God-given helpmates and offspring. I am leaving with you each my dying message. Orange and Henning, when you were born, there dawned on me a new world. I met Fred Nichols up the canyon. He said, you better hurry home. You have 2 baby boys to bid you welcome. They're already named for and by their grandfathers. I wept for joy and promised the Lord that if he would spare your life, the life of your beloved mother, that I would lead a worthy life, that I would never permit you to hear me take the name of the Lord in vain, that I would keep the word of wisdom, that our home should be one of song and of prayer. I feel assured that we have given you a clean birth and that you're well begun, that you have succeeded reasonably well in life. You're well mated. You're blessed with choice, select sons and daughters. That you have so much to be grateful for. I wish to remind you of the great sacrifice that's been made by your noble foresires and foremothers. They are happily known among God's noble men and daughters. And as for your mother, a nobler character, a more loving wife and mother cannot be found. Her love for you and all our children and children's children will be handed down through the generations yet unborn. Your family tree is royal. You're born heirs to a greater kingdom, eternal, celestial blessings. Oh, I plead with you, beloved sons and daughters, to not barter, to not sell or sin away your birthrights. Do not be dethroned, neither deceived in this day of trial, this day of deception. There is but one safe way. Keep truly and faithful to the teachings of your parental home. Raise up standards, have a purpose, do not drift with the world, and make shipwreck of your lives. Your temptations will be great. Your examples will sink deep into the hearts of your offspring. Do not say or do anything you would not have them live up to. Frequent the house of the Lord. Take your families with you, that they too may become saviors in our Father's house. Oh, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Teach your children to do likewise. Remember, if you lose your children, if they're overcome by the spirit of the world, you and they will be touched with the sorrow of ages. It is my great desire that the family keep up the social and spiritual life. Do not be easily offended by one another. Remember that each of you has a cross to carry. The one is not in a position to judge the other. Meet often together at the mountain home, at the temple of the Lord, and elsewhere. If you will remember and keep sacred these humble pleadings, I promise you as your Father, in the name of our Savior, that you will live long and happy years, that you will be prospered, that you will take your places of honor and trust among the children of men. And it will be said, behold, a family where love and tender affection is the key word of life. Finally, farewell, not goodbye. We shall soon meet again. Know that my Redeemer liveth, that I shall pass from death unto life eternal. Oh, how joyful the meeting of loved ones. I commend you and each of you unto God's keeping with my blessing. Humbly, your father, Abinadi Olsen. This faithful patriarch asked his children to hold family reunions at their ranch, remember their ancestors, and go to the temple. These are exactly the things President Dallin H. Oaks asked us to do in October conference. In the 1930s, with their father gone, the 10 Olsen children began gathering together often at the ranch. Over time, this honored family tradition settled into an every other year cadence. Leadership and planning for the 2 or 3 day July 4th event rotated through each of the 10 branches of the Olsen family. They had talent shows and campfires, games and ghost stories, devotionals, horseback rides, races, and square dances. Everybody loved the square dances. The last of Abinadi and Hannah Olsen's children died in 1998. As part of the year 2000 reunion, the family installed a permanent plaque honoring Abinadi and Hannah Olsen. That was the year Elder Dallin H. Oaks and Kristen McCain were getting to know each other prior to their August wedding. A question on the 6 Oaks children's mind was, will Kristen be invited to the Olsen family reunion? Of course, the answer was yes. The 2010 reunion merited its own blog post. The gathering was canceled in the year 2020 because of the coronavirus pandemic. 2022 attendance set an all-time record because the family missed seeing each other during COVID. That reunion is memorialized with a YouTube video. The extended Olsen family stays in touch via a private Facebook group. And what about the People magazine article? It appeared in 2004. Attendance that year was about 200. Bruce Olsen was quoted saying, "Love is the glue that pulls us back." Marcy Olsen added, "The kids would rather come here than go to Disneyland." Happy families, camping, sports, recreation, reunions, remembering ancestors, the temple. It just doesn't get much better than that on this side of the veil. Thank you, President Oaks, for leading by example. And thank you for fulfilling your great-grandfather's prophecy that his posterity would occupy places of honor and trust among men.